What is up, everybody? I'm the Don, as y'all know that. I'm your host. I'm your friend. I'm your compadre. I'm the one that's going to tell you pretty much how it is, really. And if you don't like it, then that's all good too, right? But hey, fuck it, right? We only live once. Hey guys, this is a new episode of Just Shooting the Shit. This is actually volume 6 now. So, yeah, I can't believe I've actually hit volume 6. I never thought I'd make it this far. And, well, hell, Dr. Tuna and I, we're getting ready to hit, when we do our next one, it'll be our 6th one for Just Our Opinion. So, but anyway, it's awesome to be here, guys. Again, I always love to chit-chat with you guys, whether it's by myself or, you know, with my co-host. Because this is how I vent in life, you know? This is how I vent. So I talk to you guys, we have a good time, we shoot the shit, right? Just shooting the shit, hence the title of my show. So we're gonna do. Yeah, it's pretty much the same format. But I'm gonna get a little more political tonight because, you know, something big happened, and that was last night, and that was the State of the Union address, President Trump's first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of give my take on it, and I'm gonna give, you know, some reactions to it, and then talk about that for a little bit. Then when we get to the regular business at hand, which is the cool stuff, you know, music, movies, books, whatever it is, right? So anyway, last night, President Trump does his first State of the Union address, and just as I thought, it was brilliant. You know, he sounded like he was a little bit under the weather. It was like he was a little sick. I guess I'd be sick too if I was up 20 hours a day trying to fix a country and help whatever, right? You know what's crazy is I'm a conservative. I'll call myself a conservative before I call myself a Republican, because I mean there are a couple of liberal issues that I agree with. Like I agree with the legalization of pot. And, you know, I believe in, you know, fixing infrastructure, stuff like that, so I'm liberal with that. But I'm a conservative. And growing up in Canada, you know, I always followed American politics, you know, American, you know, stuff, and I was always a big fan of Reagan. Now, Reagan was conservative, but I will tell you what, there has never been a conservative speech like last night, ever, from a president, right? So, and before I even go on farther, it looks like I got some viewers. Looks like I got my buddy Jimmy Gray in here. What's up, Jimmy? Got Robin. How you doing, my dear? My cousin Sheldon, if he's still here. It's my cousin from Canada. And it looks like that I believe we've got, we got Mr. Chapin's in here again. He's a regular. That's awesome. So anyway, no, extremely conservative. It was, excuse me, it was an extremely conservative speech. It was not about I, it was about we. I mean, he didn't say I too many times. Unless he was saying, I'm going to fix this problem. You know, for certain things. But, you know, the Democrats really showed themselves up yesterday, didn't they? Because they didn't stand for hardly jack shit. There was a couple things that kind of stood, you know, half-assed that. Kind of gave just a little non-enthusiastic applause. You know, and that just really, that's going to hurt them in the long run. But you know what? America's really tired of that bullshit. I mean, they are really tired of that bullshit. I mean, President Trump pretty much talked about, you know, he says one of his biggest priorities this year is going to be fixing the opioid problem, the addiction problem, and he's going to lower our pharmaceuticals, our drugs and prescriptions. So we're going to get them from cheaper places, but it's going to be the same thing. So yeah, he said it's time that, you know, people that need medication should be able to afford it. And I'm all for that. I mean, I'm blessed that I have good insurance, and most of my stuff's, you know, covered pretty well. But he wants to get infrastructure done. You know, he wants to, you know, take a lot of money that we're getting back, and, you know, put it towards rebuilding highways and making new ones, and airports, and, you know, buildings and hospitals, and, you know, police departments, whatever. You know, he talked obviously about the economy. And talking about how much is booming, and you know how the 401ks are looking good, paychecks are going to start looking good come next month with the tax cuts coming out. Stocks, of course, it just keeps going boom, 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 and just skyrocketing to proportions this country's never seen before. Maybe never will see again. I don't know. But and he said flat out, this is the time to come back to America. This is the time to invest in America. Not only our businesses and our infrastructures, but also our values and morals, because it's time that we are actually taking our country back. And we're taking it back. Not for the government's not taking it back, the people are taking it back. And that's why I like him. Because, he is for the people. And that's why the Democrats can't handle, well, number one, they can't handle the fact they lost, period. But, two, they lost to Donald Trump. They didn't lose to Jeb Bush. They didn't lose to Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio or John Kasich or whoever. They lost to an outsider of the political world. They lost to Donald J. Trump. And sometimes it still kind of tries to sink into my psyche, right? About that he is who he is now. But we talked about obviously immigration. We talked about just a lot of the big problems, a lot of stuff that needs to be solved, right? Well, I think the most touching moment was at the end, when he talked about the people that, the family and the North Korean boy that defected to South Korea. He brought them on, and they talked about, he gave the stories and scenarios of what they went through, and like the boy, well, he was in early 20s, he was tortured overseas and nobody did a damn thing for him, and then he comes back, he dies 3 or 4 days after he gets back, but if he had to die, which I wish he wouldn't have, at least he died on American soil. So then he talked about the North Korean boy, which, he was so hungry, he passed out. The only reason why he woke up is because he was a train ran over his limbs. And then he was, then he was taken back to North Korea, and they amputated him without any kind of anesthesia, no drugs. They pretty much tortured the poor guy. All right, Trish, I'll see you. I'll be here. Can't wait for you to come back. So he gets defected. He gets defected to South Korea, and his family, his father's murdered, trying to come with him, and and he doesn't have crutches anymore because he's got prosthetic legs now, and he held up his crutches in the air as a reminder that that's what he went through. What took him so much to go through, right? So that right there, even though he's not a part of our country. It doesn't matter what country you are. You can be a patriot in any country you live in, right? And to me, he was an example. He was a great moral character. And people like him is what gives me hope. And that should give us all hope, that we can overcome evil. And people can say all they want about, our president, Trump is evil and, stuff like that. But, no, he's not. He's actually trying to help our country. People call him racist because he wants to put Americans first. But no, he's not racist. He's saying, if you are an immigrant and you're here illegally and you're a good, upstanding person, come back legally. I had to do it. I'm Canadian. I didn't come here illegally, but I came here legally with my family. So that's the thing. And I'm all for people coming in from Mexico or Central America, Asia, Middle East, wherever. Good is good. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your social economic standing is. Good person is a good person, but you have to do it legally. Because, here's the thing. Pretty much every other country does that. You go there illegally, you're either going to be thrown in jail or you're going to be deported, one of the two. So why don't we start enforcing those laws? In Canada, where I'm from, same thing. They're having worse problems than we are because we actually starting to put our foot down and shit. Here's the thing. The DACA thing was a executive order. It was never put in the law. So A, it was illegal. B, they've had a lot of time to do what they had to do to become a permanent resident, or a citizen of this country. So he says he's gonna keep up to 1.8 to 2 million of them. The path to citizenship, which is more than any president's ever done for illegal immigrants, and in exchange, we're going to get more border security. And I believe we're going to get that wall too. It's going to happen. So he talked about all these things, right? And he mentioned other people in the crowd that were heroes that have helped people whether it be from Hurricane Harvey, stuff like that. You brought a couple families of people. They both lost their daughters to illegal aliens. They were kidnapped and they were brutally murdered. And these people have been deported before, and they were known criminals, but they were still able to come in here through chain migration. And we talked about chain migration. We talked about the visa lottery, all that stuff. We have to strengthen our laws, and they are there. We just have to enforce them. But you see, now all of a sudden, you go back to Chuck Schumer even said, he was all for deporting the illegals. Bill Clinton said back in '95, and they all cheered him on. Both sides did. But now, Trump's saying the exact same thing, and they're calling him racist. So I just don't understand that. But he talked about all these things, right? Talking about really America first, right? And I'm all for your country first. Every country is pretty much like that. Yes, we want to help people, but we got to help our own people. It's one of those things. Yes, we've always tried to help people, but we've always negated our own people and negated the fact that we have people living on the streets that are homeless, whether you be a vet or whatever. We've got a lot of problems that are brought home that we got to take care of first. So, now they're calling a racist for that. But, what I think my best takeaway really out of that whole speech that he gave was he said, you know what? Americans are dreamers too. And you know what, damn it? Yes, we are. We have a lot of dreamers in this country. Why shouldn't we be taken care of first? Sorry. That's my opinion. I can be chastised for it. I don't care. But we need to take care of our own first and then help people afterward, because we have a lot of problems at home that we got to take care of. And what's funny is all this stuff. Now, obviously, if it would have been a Democrat up there as our president, most Republicans wouldn't stand and cheer, have an ovation for what they're saying. And it goes both ways. That's fine. But there are certain topics that are certain issues that we should all totally agree on, like the drug problem in this country, building our infrastructure. There's certain things that we should always, border patrol, border security in this country, period. We should have we should put our politics aside and just say, fuck it. Yeah, we're going to disagree on most of the shit, but the core stuff we need to work together at least, right? You give some, you take some. And, the talk of the rumor yesterday was that, it was supposed to be the speech was supposed to really try to unite the Democrats with the Republicans, but I'm pretty sure Trump knows for the fact that I'm not going to get anything done with them. They're not going to work with me no matter what, no matter what. So he's like, fuck it. I'm going balls to the wall. We're going America first, and if you don't like it, get out of the way, or we're going to run right over you. And that's just the attitude that I got, and I think that's the attitude that a lot of people got, because he had I think overall he had about 75% approval rating on his speech yesterday. Obviously big of it was Republicans, but he had about 72% of the independents that favored it, and about 45%, somewhere in that area, Democrats actually favored it too, which, it's kind of low, but still it's pretty high for Democrats to say that they approved it. So, I thought it was a great first speech for him, first State of the Union address. He came out and he's like, listen, it's, it was amazing, right? Because I felt, a lot of us probably felt more secure, more hopeful after what he was talking about. But out of all these subjects, not a lot of Democrats really stood up and applauded. And that's what was kind of the point I was getting to. They would just sit there with sour faces. President Trump talked about this is the lowest African-American unemployment rate we've ever had. And the whole Black Caucus just sat there and just stared at him with these eyes like, you're full of shit. You didn't do anything for us. He's talking about their people. And, getting them off welfare, getting them good paying jobs, helping their families, stuff like that. And they just sat there like they were just so ungrateful. I saw one, I forget what senator it was, but when we started talking about unity as a country, he just walked out. Hell, a lot of them walked out, right when it was over. I'm surprised half of them even showed, to be honest with you. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, they just looked there. They did that a couple times. Same thing with Bernie Sanders, But man, Chuck Schumer looked pissed. Man, they all looked pissed. It's funny because you saw there were some Democrats there that stood up and cheered enthusiastically for certain things. Then you saw some that really wanted to get up there and do it, or at least cheer or something. But that they're puppets, right, on a string. and they're pretty much probably told. I wouldn't be surprised if they were told, hey, you don't go out against your party. Consequences will be had. So it's ridiculous, but he had a great night. Obviously, like I said, had a good approval rating. His approval rating as a president actually went up a little bit as well too. No, like my reactions were really the more that they were pissed off, the better I felt, the better a lot of us felt, and the more we knew he was doing something right. So he's undoing a lot of this bullshit, from previous administrations, mainly this last one, cutting regulations on jobs, on manufacturing jobs, on all that stuff, right? And it's like you said, we're back in business. This is the time to invest in our country. And yes, Americans are dreamers. This country was made by the people and for the people, not for the government. And I think that's what he wants to do. Actually, I know in my heart that's what he wants to do. And it was funny because he said right before he walked into the building, to the room, he just signed a bill for making sure Guantanamo Bay stays open. So, Gitmo is open for business officially. Trust me. Yeah, the new tax thing is really good with me. I mean, if I'm going to be getting some more money on a paycheck, more disposable income, stuff like that, yeah, I'm all for it. So I'm glad they passed it. I didn't think they would, but they did. Gitmo is open for business. And, you got General Mad Dog Mattis as your Secretary of Defense. He ain't fucking around, okay? He's not fucking around. And I think the reason why they opened up Gitmo is probably they're getting ready to reserve some spaces for places like, spots for people like Hillary and Obama, and all the people that were involved. They're all going to eventually go down. This is what's going to happen. So you're going to start seeing some indictments, subpoenas, all that stuff. I would say this year. And some Republicans too, not just Democrats, but some Republicans too. There's a lot of rhinos there that are establishment. So their time's coming too. But overall, I thought, like I said, it was a really, really, really excellent speech. It touched a lot of points. It was more about the accomplishments, and what's to come, and what we can expect, and probably not expect, because there's some stuff that that's happened that we didn't expect either, right? I mean, I think we expected that the stocks would go up, but we didn't think it was going to hit like this. But then again, you think about when people are like, well, we got Donald Trump as our president. One of the most, he's had bankruptcies, but I mean, he's still one of the most successful businessmen of probably the last 30, 40 years. They're like, wow, okay, yeah, this guy, he knows what he's doing when it comes to trade. And trust me, he does. He plays chess. He doesn't give up all his cards at once. It's like he always said, you'll never see us coming, and you don't know what we're going to be plotting, what we're going to be doing. So, Donald Trump is, to me, in a lot of ways, genius. Especially when it comes to fiscal stuff. I know he's learned a lot of stuff along the way because, he's new to the whole political thing, but I think he's doing a killer job, and I see him in there for another 7 years, and if he gets in there for another 4 years, and Peter's going to have to get over it because he's our president. I mean, I didn't like Obama, but he was my president. I didn't support him, but he was still my president. I would never shit on him. Yeah, amen, my friend Tony. He sure is. But I never wanted him to fail, though. I mean, you never want your leader to fail. You want him to, or her, if there hopefully comes to that one day. We get the right female president, but we want them to succeed because they're the leader of our country. I mean, they're not just the leader, politically, but economically. We have a shit president, that we're going to end up probably having a shit country over a matter of time. And we have a lot of stuff that we need. We have a lot of things that we need to do, and I believe he's the man to do it. Is he perfect? No. Nobody is. But he's perfect for right now, though. I believe that in my heart. He's perfect for right now. So, like I said, my opinion counts more to me than maybe to some of you. And that's cool. Everybody's got their own opinion, and I will never attack somebody just because they like Trump or they dislike Trump, or they like Bernie, or whoever. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just like because I'm a Christian and you're not, I'm not gonna hate you. I'm not gonna preach at you. I'm not a preacher. I'll pray for you and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, you're gonna burn in hell because whatever." No, fuck no. I'm not. No. I'm not a fanatic. I'm not a radical. You know, I'm just a regular, down-to-earth Canadian country bumpkin, pretty much is what I am, you know. That likes a lot of good things in life, you know. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that was just my reaction on the State of the Union. I think he's got a lot of balls. Yeah, dude, I hope it is, man. I really do. I'm totally hoping that it gets legalized. It'd be fucking beautiful, dude. You know, and be like, hey, honey, I'm gonna go to Walgreens and get a pack of marijuana cigarettes right back. I can't wait for that day. That's gonna be fucking awesome, dude. I'm like, yeah, man, I need a bottle of NyQuil for my cold, and give me half ounce. It'd be great, man. That'd be amazing. Oh yeah, I ran out of I don't have a pipe anymore. I need to get a bowl too, please, if you don't mind, and not get in trouble. Beautiful. That'd be a beautiful thing. You know, but you know, like I said, everybody's got their thing. Everybody believes a certain way. Everybody thinks a certain way, and that's what makes us individuals. And guys, like, I don't hammer my beliefs. I don't hammer. I mean, I'll go around, you know, and I'll talk to, hey Trish, welcome back, my dear. That was a quick trip. You know, just because somebody doesn't believe what you believe, I wish them well. I don't care. And I've got lots of friends that we don't see eye to eye on everything. Sometimes most things, right? But it's all good. That's what makes us individuals. That's what makes us interesting. Because if we were all the fucking same, man, we'd have like nothing to fucking talk about, right? I mean, yeah, we can agree to disagree, but man, let's have a good conversation. Let's have a good debate without saying who's right and who's wrong. You know, yeah, I love you too. I came out getting the hearts. That's the Guy Fig. Well, that's Guy Fig number 2. But no, I mean, it's awesome, guys. Like I said, I'll talk politics with people that are willing to not point a finger, because I won't. But if not, then let's just not talk about it. Same thing with religion. Because I'm a Christian and somebody, you know, is atheist or agnostic or, you know, or Muslim or Buddhist or, you know, more, even in my own denomination, even in my own faith, if you're a Mormon, if you're a Catholic, a Baptist, a non-denominational, I don't care what you are. Love one another, motherfuckers. That's what I say. You know, it's hard to not. It's hard not to be judgmental, right? Especially when somebody, you know, throws a pile of shit in your face. But I've always believed, you know, in a lot of cases, not all cases, but in a lot of cases, the big person just walks away, and that usually pisses people off more because they know they can't get to you psychologically, right? They can't piss you off, or at least they don't know you can't. They can. But just get along with motherfuckers. That's all I say, because you know time is too short to hold grudges. Or pagan. You're right. Now I've got pagan friends too. No, I couldn't imagine if Hillary was the president. No, hell no. No, fuck no. Dude. We'd already be at World War III. But yes, get along. I mean, life is too short to hate people or, you know, to be indifferent because of somebody's beliefs or whatever. But just don't push your shit on people, and don't go out there and demand a bunch of shit that you think you're entitled to that you're not. You know, so fuck. Because I'm getting tired of hearing one group say we're the most suppressed, another group says we're the most suppressed. You know, blah, 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 blah. You know, no. I mean, get over it. Yeah, ISIS would have already taken over the White House, man. Hell yeah, man. We were 99.9%. They're gone, 99.9% gone. And who did that? The real fucking Don. Not me. I'm just the Don. He's the real Don, and he's the fucking man. But you know what? Yeah, guys, that's my little political spiel for the night. Like I said, I don't normally talk about because I got more fun things to talk about. You know, there's times I'd rather talk about asshole lickings for an hour. You know, than politics, to be honest with you. Or North Korea, yeah, you're right. And I've got some friends that are from North Korea. It's only that small sect that makes it bad. The country's not bad, it's the regime. You get these fuckers out of power out there and put a real fucking government in there, these people will prosper, these poor people. What do I think about 19th century French poetry? What a waste of time. Yeah, dude, that's a quote from my friend Tony and I. It's one of our funniest movies, Groundhog Day. It's like one of Bill Murray's, like, I like Bill Murray, and it was one of his like last true, you know, Bill Murray comedies. I think maybe the last one he did, maybe that might have been the last funny one he really did. That was like old school Bill Murray, because that came out after What About Bob, which, you know, to me is one of his favorite movies right there. And speaking of movies, guys, let's kick it into high gear with some movies. So, every segment, if I remember, I always like to bring up the lost and forgotten gems of music or movies or both. Well, tonight, guys, I've got two. So, one of my favorite horror movie directors, Wes Craven. And a bowl for a chicken. I was like, speaking of people, you get that right. Yeah, man. Work retail for a few weeks and you. Oh yeah, you got that right, buddy. You got that right, man. We live that shit every day, working the retail, but that kind of makes it sometimes interesting, you know. So yes, Wes Craven, one of my favorite horror movie directors, obviously because he spawned to me the greatest horror movie of all time, which is The Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. Freddy Krueger's just an ingenious fucking character. Or at least he used to be. I mean, you know, he started off that way, then of course he became the MTV, you know, Freddy, you know, had the wisecracks and the humor, which, don't get me wrong, it's amazing, I still love it all. But Wes Craven, you know, Hills Have Eyes, The Last House on the Left, Shocker, which I mentioned a couple episodes ago, you know, The Serpent and the Rainbow, which is a very, I might actually eventually bring that on my show one night and say that's a lost gem, because nobody talks about that movie, because it's a fucking brilliant movie about excuse me, about the Haitian voodoo. It's got Bill Pullman in there. You know, he's a good actor. Yeah, he's a great actor, actually. Yeah, Super Serpent's awesome. Yeah, Winchester, I want to see it, but we'll see how it is, because I'm a little skeptical in PG-13 horror movies, even though I've been proven wrong a few times. Like the Insidiouses, I think, are really good. There's a couple others I like. But anyway. Oh, The Hills Have Eyes is so disturbing, Trish. I totally get that. It's a really messed up movie. So anyway, my lost and forgotten gem, especially one of his guys, is The People Under the Motherfucking Stairs. This right here is a badass movie, and it's got an early Ving Rhames in there, and he's such a good actor. Excuse me. And what's free, Tony? Oh yes it is. Movie Pass, guys. Yes, if that's what he's talking about, everybody needs to get the Movie Pass, man, because it's $10 a month. Watch all the movies you want once a day. Can't fucking beat it. Can't wait. I haven't been to the movie in a few weeks, because I've had work and I've been sick and stuff like that. But no, guys, People Under the Stairs. I mean, it's about these two crazy fuckers, these religious nutjob zealots that they like live in this like beat down part of, I don't know, Detroit, Chicago, one of these places. They live in the damn ghetto, and it's like they kidnap all these kids, mainly, yeah, pretty much all kids, and they rip their tongues out, cut their tongues out and shit, because they speak evil, speak no evil, hear no evil kind of stuff. They're really crazy, and they keep them under the stairs in like a cage and shit. But they one of them has booby traps and secret compartments and stuff like that. What do you call it? And it just tortures the shit out of them, dude. It's awesome. Yeah, my mom let me watch that too, man. She didn't want to, but she did. Yeah, I tell you that, Trish. Yeah, yeah. I wish you guys did have the Movie Pass up there. Yes, definitely scenic views. I mean, Canada's gorgeous. I mean, I love the country as far as that goes. Still, the Swamp Thing. Okay. You know, I don't know if I want to call it a good movie or a bad movie. Maybe a good bad movie, but I, as a kid, yeah, I loved it though. Don't get me wrong. I watch it now; it doesn't really hold up as well as some of the other ones. I'll tell you another one that's actually really good. He did was Deadly Friend. That was actually a really good movie. I love Deadly Friend. Nobody ever talks about that, and nobody even knows or even remembers that he directed a movie in the mid to late 2000s called Red Eye, with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. Different kind of movie for Wes Craven. It was just a straight up thriller, and it was fucking amazing. But another one is obviously Wes Craven's New Nightmare. As far as being intelligent, it's the most intelligent script out of all of them. Children should play with dead things. But yeah, very, very intelligent, very intelligent. It wasn't really a Freddy movie. It was kind of like a movie within a movie kind of thing. You know, you're right, dude. Lord of the Rings definitely does stand the test of time. I was not a fan of the Hobbit series, though, just because they made 3 movies out of 1 book. It was just fucking bullshit. I mean, yeah, the movie looked good and everything, and I love Peter Jackson and all, but it was not as good as the Lord of the Rings movies by all means, especially the last one. The last one, the Return of the King, dude, that's awesome, dude, man. It was about time Viggo Mortensen finally got some respect and he owns his own movie. And after that, he did some really good movies like History of Violence, Eastern Promises, the movie called The Road, which is a Cormac McCarthy novel, which is the same guy who wrote No Country for Old Men. But no, dude, Viggo's a great actor. Yes, we did see those in the theaters, my friend. Yeah, Music of the Heart. That was like the one that he did with, I think it was like Meryl. It was Meryl Streep, so it was. Yeah, it was a drama. It was just a straight up drama. That was kind of different. I've only seen a movie once, and I guess it kind of broke my heart that he made a movie like that. It was a well-made movie. Don't get me wrong. It just, it's just kind of like, it's almost like Eli Roth. The guy who did Hostel and everything, coming out and like doing like, like a Sound of Music remake. Yes, August Rush is a good movie. August Rush is a really good movie. I really do enjoy that movie. So, guys, my second forgotten gem of the night is actually one of my all-time favorite movies, and I've mentioned it, but I've never showed it. But it is True Romance. Tarantino's very first. Very first script that he ever did, and then he sold it so he could make money to make Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, dude, man, I love you like a brother too, and Mr. Tony actually is my brother from another mother. We've been friends for 21. Let me repeat that, Tony. 21 motherfucking years you and I have been bros, dude. You know what, man? We've had our ups and we've had our downs. Well, you know what? Every good friendship should. And we've been yeah, you're garbage. Dude, it wasn't. You're right. It was 90. You're right. It was 96, my friend. Sorry, 22 years. My bad. But yes, True Romance, guys. I mean, Christian Slater, Trisha Arquette, Val Kilmer, Brad Pitt, Gary Oldman, Dennis Hopper, Christopher Walken, Tom Sizemore, Chris Penn. I mean, the Bronson Pinchot, which is the guy that played Balky in the Perfect Strangers show, he was in there. Hey, you geefig. You're a geefig. I mean, it's got like the greatest fucking cast. Michael Rappaport, he's in there too. And I mean, one of the greatest fucking casts of all, if not the greatest fucking cast of all time. Yep, that was his first screenplay, my friend. I mean, it is so James Gandolfini. These actors keep popping in because there's like this list of just non-stop fucking people, and this is before Tarantino was even popular. What really made people attracted to that movie was Tony Scott, the director, which is Ridley Scott's brother, because he's done shit like Top Gun, Days of Thunder. He's done a lot of good stuff. But man, it is so like Tarantino over the top violent, but it's got a little bit more brutality to it. It's more serious. It's not like the over like the quirkiness of Django or Hateful Eight, which I love those movies too. It's just it's like part drug movie, part mob movie. Guys, I mean, if you guys have never seen it, go see it. Yes, Fear's the greatest movie ever, man. Barry Levinstein directed that, which used to be a good director. Yeah, man, you can't go wrong. You got Sam Jackson, and you got Sharon Stone. You got you got Dustin Hoffman, and then you got the cop from Legend of Billie Jean. Yay! Nope, can't tell you what a geefig is. That's true. I remember reading about that young guy. Yeah, and also he was going through a lot of drugs too. Oh boy, no. It's like Colonel Sanders. He ain't gonna tell you what his secret recipe is, man. We ain't gonna tell you what that is. So, nope. Now, if you give me a pound of dope, I might tell you. Pound of dope and about a truckload of cigarettes. Now, I am sworn to secrecy. We have sworn ourselves to secrecy. We wear the chastity belt of secrecy because of this. We won't say anything. Hell no. Tell you what, Trish, I'll make you a deal. You come down and visit me down here in the States, and I'll set you up down here, and then I will tell you all about it. Booty time, across the USA. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. All you gotta do is get you a passport. Come on down. I'll take you around Tennessee. And I'll actually take you down, and you get to meet Tony, too. You just let me know when it is, and I'll book the time off. I'm sure he will for a little bit, at least a day or so. And we'll all hang out. We'll all meet. That's right. We'll all be geefigs together. All right. But speaking of true romance, that's actually what my shirt is. We always talk about Gary Oldman. Here he is with one of his quotes. I know I'm pretty, but I ain't as pretty as a couple of titties. Dude. Drexel's like, that's what got me into Gary Oldman. Then I went back and watched Bram Stoker's and, stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what dual citizenship is. Dual citizenship is. I'm going to be getting it here real soon, too. If I don't get it, I'll be a geefig. All right. But Gary Oldman, I mention him every episode because he's like the most perfect actor. I mean, I'll tell you really. I was gonna save this probably for the next show, but I'm gonna say it now since we're talking about Gary. Is another long lost, forgotten gem of his, and to me one of the finest mob movies ever. Is State of Grace. It's got one of the best shootout scenes ever at the end in the bar. But I mean, not only has it got Gary Oldman, it's got Sean Penn when he was before he was a total, or at least a vocal liberal left wing nut ass motherfucker. And it's got Ed Harris, John C. Reilly's in there, John Turturro's in there. Even as pretty as the old lady's titties sound something about Mary. Yeah, man, those suntan burned titties. Oh, yeah, it was nasty, man. I love that girl, though. Lynn Shay, I love her. She's in all the Insidiouses. Their first album. She Dumb and Dumber, man. Ew, she's nasty in there, too. Yes, dude, Tony, at close range, Sean Penn, Christopher Walken. Fucking phenomenal movie. Phenomenal. A great soundtrack, too. And, hey, Remy, it's good to see you in here. And I'm sure she can attest to this. The Madonna song in there is awesome. The Professional, that's the next one. I mean, like, when I first moved to the States, because I was still living in Canada when True Romance came out, I saw the previews for it, and I was like, oh, dude. It was just like, wow, man. I'm like, I didn't know who Jean Reno was, the guy who played Leon. And, that was Natalie Portman's first movie. Yeah, Shame is awesome with Fassbender. Very, very, very good movie. But yeah, The Professional, man, right at the end, where they're like bringing everyone. He's like bringing everyone. They're like everyone. He's like everyone. And I was like, fuck, dude. You want to talk about some intensity? But no, Gary. I mean, State of Grace. I mean, I don't know what happened. I shouldn't say just what happened to Sean Penn. What happened to most of Hollywood, man? Most of Hollywood is just. Whatever. You know what? They're getting hurt at the box office for the most part. So, I mean, yeah, you're still going to have your Star Wars, big, Marvel, stuff like that. But you know what? That's where you hurt them the worst. Hurt them at the box office. It's the same thing with all these damn, all these damn, all these wild fuckers, these musicians. You want to hurt them the worst? Don't download their music legally from Apple or whatever. Don't pay for their, don't buy their albums. Don't go see their shows. Don't get the message. Fatal Attraction. Okay, Fatal Attraction is a excellent movie. I mean, not only is it Michael Douglas, which I love that guy. Glenn Close, still scares people to today. I mean, they tried to reclone it, of course, with single white female. And Jennifer Jason Leigh, Glenn Close, whose performance is better? I think I'll take Glenn Close. Nothing against Jennifer Jason, but That was kind of like where Michael Douglas started doing his weird movies there for a while. Because he did Fatal Attraction, then he did Falling Down, and then he did. I skipped Black Rain, but that's a different movie. It's like one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. But then he did like Basic Instinct. He did Disclosure. He was doing like these really, really dark, like almost neo-noir, romantic thrillers, whatever you want to call it, right? But no, he's a great actor. Yes, Romancing the Stone, timeless classic. The Game, him and Sean Penn were awesome together. Yes, in fairness, yes. I mean, totally. Totally. Robert Downey, is Tony Stark. It's funny because, they pretty much have the same personality. Tony Stark's, a bill. Well, hell, man, Robert Downey's making $75 million a movie now, with everything. So, yeah, he's probably worth about maybe $500-600 million. But, Tony Stark, of course, the multi-billionaire. Without the gadgets, they're the same person. They really are. And, yes, perfect role. And, to all fairness, I like Robert Downey. I think he's a great actor. He's made some really good movies, especially in the 80s. Like, if it was a teen comedy, throw him in there. Weird Science, Face Off's amazing. Of course, Robert Downey. I think his best performance still to today is in Less Than Zero, another great drug movie. That's a very good overlooked gem. You had him. You had, I'm not a big Andrew McCarthy fan, but he was good in there. You had Jamie Gertz, and you had James Spader, which played one of the creepiest drug dealers ever. Phenomenal. Man, Philip Seymour, man, he's a bum. I miss Pantera, but he's a bum. Man, you can't keep the kid down. Because I need Vinnie Paul real bad. That's right. Yes, Face Off. The Judge is a really good movie. Him and Remy, yes, very good movie. Him and Robert Duvall are really, really good together in that movie. It's excellent. Father-son thing. Really, really good. I forgot. Yes, you're right. I forgot he was back to school. He was Jason Mellon's roommate, Derek Lutz. That was his name, Lutz. But no, he's done some really good movies. He's done a lot of good movies. He did a really good movie with Val Kilmer in about 2004 or 5. It was called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Nobody ever talks about that movie. That movie was so awesome. They kind of made almost the same kind of movie last year called The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, which I absolutely loved that. And ironically, the same director directed both of those movies about 10 years apart, or 13 years apart. Very, very quirky, lots of action, but it's just like the dumbest fucking people you could ever see in your life. Hey, Nikki, how you doing, my dear? I see you come in from time to time. Never say anything to me anymore. That's okay. I understand. Don't want to talk to me. An old employee of yours. I'm brokenhearted. From Justin to Kelly, what else can I say about that? Yes, Tom. Here's my thing, Remy, about Tom Hanks. A phenomenal actor, great dramatic actor, great comedian. He needs to do a comedy again for once in his lifetime. I miss, obviously Splash, Big, The Burbs, my favorite comedy with him, Bachelor Party. He had that string of comedies, obviously, and then, he did Philadelphia, which was a phenomenal performance, and then he did Forrest Gump, obviously, which is his biggest thing ever. And then Saving Private Ryan, stuff like that. But he really hasn't done a lot of comedy really since. It's all been the drama stuff, and he's really good at it. I'm not a big fan of The Terminal. Him in a damn airport, yay. No, I said The Burbs. That was one of the ones I said. Burbs is like one of my all-time favorite comedies. But I couldn't get into, the Green, like you said, The Green Mile is really good too. But I couldn't get into this Castaway. 3 hours of him on an island with fucking volleyball. Wilson. What's funny is, like, we're all expecting, he gets off the island, he's going home, he's going to start up with his family again. And it actually really, I have to give that for this one, it has the realistic ending. He's gone for a long time. He's presumed dead. You can't just live off a memory and hope somebody's going to come back from wherever. So you get remarried, and that's what she did. But of course, that was like the anticlimactic, resolution, right? Because we all want the happy ending after 3 hours. I was hoping for a happy ending after 3 fucking boring hours of him on a damn island with a horrible looking beard, And No, it sucked. I thought it was garbage. Yeah, Splash is awesome. I love Splash. Him and John Candy were awesome together. Daryl Hannah, when she was still relevant, she was good. Harrison Ford, yes. Okay, here's my thing. I got quarrels with that movie, not because I don't like the movie. So that was the year that Tommy Lee Jones, which he was amazing in The Fugitive, took home the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, when it should have went to John Malkovich for The Line of Fire, where he played that psycho assassin that was trying to knock off the president, and Clint Eastwood was a Secret Service guy. Yeah, fuck Wilson. And that's my quarrel with The Fugitive, just because it should have been John Malkovich's. That was the only time he's ever been nominated, if I'm not mistaken. He should have got it for it. It's just like Edward Norton should have got it for American History X, and the Robert Benigni guy wins it for that Life is Beautiful Italian movie. Nothing against Italian movies, but American History X, Robert Benigni. I think I'll take him. I think I'll take Edward Norton, right? Yes. And then he followed it up with Rounders, like Tony just said right there. Great movie, even though I think Matt Damon's turned into this big douchebag. I still love him as an actor and all, but. Edward Norton, Malkovich again, of course. Yes, Matt Damon, John Turturro again. It's a great gambling movie. I mean, it's a phenomenal gambling movie, and nobody talks about that movie. It's a really friggin' good movie. I mean, there's just a shit. There's really. I mean, I know I'm only supposed to do one of these a day, but I mean, I can't help it. I'm a lover of film, so I'll talk about film. Jack Nicholson, yes, I love Jack Nicholson. He's kind of like, you have that elite of actors. You got your Al Pacinos and your Marlon Brandos and your De Niro's, Dustin Hoffman's. You've got, your amazing actors, and Nicholson's right in there with them, definitely. I'm never having the Josh Hartnett. He did that Penny Dreadful show for a season or two, and he's gone. You know what's funny? That Josh Hartnett and Harrison Ford were in a movie together called Hollywood Homicide. And guys, if you haven't seen it, I'd highly recommend that you skip it. It is, oh my god, garbage. I mean, garbage. I mean, I'd rather watch fucking Moulin Rouge again, tripping on acid. And yes, Jack and Easy Rider. That's really his first movie was the original Little Shop of Horrors, but that's where he got known for the most. At the first time, really was in Easy Rider. Yeah, I miss Josh Hartnett too, because 30 Days at Night is one of my favorite vampire movies of all time. Black Hawk Down's a great movie. I mean, he did some pretty good. The Faculty. There's another movie that nobody ever talks about. The Faculty was like a great late 90s, throwback to sci-fi horror. I loved it. It was great. It was kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers with gore, with a killer fucking soundtrack. I mean, it was great. Yeah, Matt Damon. Honestly, Matt Damon is really hot. I'll give you that one. I think Matt Damon's he's pretty hot. I got to give it that. Pearl Harbor. All right, here's my things about Pearl Harbor. Yes, we did see The Faculty in theaters. Yes, the original Scream is awesome. I remember seeing that in the theaters. The thing about Pearl Harbor, it was about 2 hours too long. It had Ben Affleck in there. And they should have done away with the love story. They should have just kept it. It was Titanic. It was Saving Private Ryan meets Titanic. Is what they're trying to make it into. Not saying it wasn't a well-made movie, but I'm trying to think what old Josh was in. He's been in some. He's been in probably a lot of BZ movies now, whatever. But I mean, he was still a pretty good actor. He was really good in that Penny Dreadful show that came on Showtime. It was actually a really good TV show. It was kind of a good, gothic, kind of like From Hell kind of movie, but a TV show. And it actually had Timothy Dalton in there, which happens to be my favorite James Bond. Even though he did two. But, with the Catholic religion, Josh Hartnett. I can't remember what that was. I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think the last movie he put out that I saw. I think it was the Othello movie. That's not it. I gotta think about that. And yes, Ben Affleck, definitely. He was such a bastard in Days Confused. And don't get me wrong, he was good before he was Ben Affleck. I liked all the Kevin Smith shit he did. I love Chasing Amy. He was good in Dogma. Obviously I love Bill. Good Will Hunting. I like Armageddon, not for him, but I liked the movie. The Town was really good. He's had some pretty decent movies. I think he's going to become a better director than an actor. But I mean, he made Jersey Girl and he made Geely. So to me, he sucks ass. Schindler's List. Phenomenal movie. I'm a big Steven Spielberg fan. I think Steven Spielberg, as far as relevance and as a whole body of work, I think he's the best fucking director Hollywood's ever seen. I mean, and that right there is a good test of it right there. Yeah, we all knew, he did the amazing stuff with E.T. and Jaws, and, Close Encounters and the Raiders of the Lost Ark movies. I mean, he did all these great epic movies, like epic scale movies with special effects. Then he comes out and he does this very, very ultra personal movie, Schindler's List, because he's a Jew himself, and he makes like big stars out of like Liam Neeson. The movie I watched it. It's kind of like Passion of the Christ. It's not one of those kind of movies that you sit down for entertainment. You sit down there for an experience, right? You sit down there to get some knowledge, whether how grim it may be, or how hard it is to take, right? And Schindler's List was a very, very hard movie to take. It's a hard movie to take because we know it's the truth, and unfortunately we live in a world that stuff like that is still being capable of happening of. Matthew McConaughey, yes. He made a star-making performance in Time to Kill. Great movie. I mean, great movie. Excellent. Great cast. Kevin Spacey, before we found out he was a pedophile. Sandra Bullock, Samuel L. Jackson, Kiefer Sutherland. I mean, Donald Sutherland. I mean, we just have Oliver Platt. We have such a great cast in there. Ashley Judd, before she became a left nut. And yeah, I really do like Matthew. He seems like he's just a real laid-back kind of dude. And I really like that guy quite a bit. Yeah, Ben's good. When he teamed up with Matt Damon and they write movies, yeah, they're great together. I didn't know he played a small role in Unsolved Mysteries. Obviously, that was probably the old ones with Robert Stack. He must have had a part, I guess, in one of the reenactments or something like that, I guess. Because, yeah, that was 80s, early 90s. Yeah, he was an unknown, definitely, Ben. Hell, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Thanks for the info on that. The Trump has been stumped tonight. Another movie that we talked about earlier, a couple episodes ago, nobody ever mentions, is Frailty with Matthew McConaughey, Bill Paxton. Great acting right there. Great story. Great, just everything, right? I mean, he's kind of like one of those actors. I bet you Woody Harrelson's probably cool to hang out with too. I bet you. I like to hang out with Woody Harrelson. That fucking guy looks cool as hell. I mean, everything he does, he's cool. Zombieland, White Man Can't Jump, Cheers, obviously he was awesome in Cheers. Yes. I mean, yeah, there's no point of being a stuck-up prick. Just because you're Hollywood, just because you're a millionaire, just because you think you can influence everybody. No, man, be cool, man. Because you know what? These people, most of them started off being a busboy, getting coffee for people that are on production sets or something like that, and somebody or some people just happen to discover them. So you're absolutely right. The first season of True Detective was good. The second one with Vince Vaughn, and I love Vince Vaughn, it was a garbage season. But yeah, McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, that was a great season one. Some of the best, stuff I've seen on TV in a long time, actually. But yeah, there's no point in being stuck up, man. If you're stuck up and you're a prick, we're not going to pay to see your movies. We're not going to pay to buy your movies. We're not going to buy your fucking posters. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to support you anymore. Yeah, I've always liked Tom Selleck. He seems like, he kind of reminds me of kind of like Henry Winkler, the guy that played the Fonz. A really nice guy, a real humble, just kind of guy, that you can just sit down and have a chit-chat with about life and not getting each other's face and just cool. Yes, nobody ever talks about that movie either, An Innocent Man with Tom Selleck, where he goes to jail wrongfully. Yeah, it's a really good movie. Damn good movie. I liked, obviously, Quigley Down Under, Magnum P.I., of course, is still a classic. I like Three Men and a Baby, the first one. I wasn't a big fan of the second one. But yeah, he's made some really good movies, though, too. He did a movie called Folks with him and Don Amici, where his father's going senile. It's a funny-ass movie. Go check that movie out. You'll laugh your ass off. Yeah, I love Sam Elliott, man. I'm not gay, but Sam Elliott's a good-looking dude. Oh, I would love to drink a beer and more with the dude. Hell yeah, dude. Jeff Bridges, man. He seems like a cool dude, man. And a great actor to boot. I like some Shawshank. I'm a big Shawshank fan. Of course, I love Morgan Freeman. Yeah, my mom loves him. So does my wife. Yeah, Morgan Freeman, Tim Robbins, great movie. Great, beautifully made movie. Great story. It's a movie of hope. I love it. Yeah, Big Lebowski. I mean, it's amazing. You can't love the Big Lebowski. Cape Fear is awesome. Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, Jessica Lange when she was younger. When they're all younger, actually. Great movie. You know, Juliette Lewis is in there. There's a lot of good people in there. Morgan Freeman's had an amazing. He's an amazing actor. Still is. One of his movies that I love came out in the 80s. It's called Lean on Me. It's where he plays Mean Joe. He's the principal that cleans up the damn school of all the crime and drugs and shit. Dude, man, that's a powerful ass movie. If nobody's ever seen it or heard of it, go watch it, download it, you know, whatever, Netflix it, man. It is a great story. It's a badass movie, and it really shows his chops off. He's a great actor. Yes, back to the Big Lebowski. Typical Ethan Joel Coen, strange as can be a movie, but amazing as can be a movie. Yeah, he does have a country album out. It came out, actually, I believe after that movie he did the Crazy Heart, if I'm not mistaken. Hell or High Water with Ben Foster and Jeff Bridges, and don't forget Chris Pine. Chris Pine's in there too, and he was awesome as well. All three of them are great in there. Hell or High Water reminded me a lot of No Country for Old Men, the way it was made, and that's what really attracted me to that. That was one of my favorite movies of last year, or I'm sorry, the year before last. I'm sorry, because that came out in 2016. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that Ben Foster's great in Hostiles. I still haven't seen it. I can't wait to go watch it. I just think he's a really good actor. He was awesome in 310 to Yuma. He's good in Alpha Dog too. The original Carrie, yes. The original Carrie with Sissy Spacek, yes. Amazing Stephen King horror movie. Great performances all around. Her mom, Piper Laurie, like one of the greatest psychos of all time in cinema. I mean, great movie. Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things, Trish, about Hostiles. I can't wait to see it myself. Hey, it's got Christian Bale, and it's a Western. So, yeah, let's go see it. I mean, yeah, let's go see it. That's all I gotta say. It's Christian Bale. Even though he's kind of a nut job, I still love his acting, though. And just to let you guys know, straight up, I'm 3 sheets to the wind tonight. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I got a cool buzz. I'm feeling amazing. Smoking some Marlboros. Talking to my American and Canadian. You know what? Fuck it. We're all Americans, man. We're North Americans. But you just have to come to each part of it legally. Yeah, dude. I'm feeling good. Got me a Powerade going here. I'm feeling pretty dang good. The Graduate. Yes, The Graduate's awesome. Are you trying to seduce me? Well, yes, I am, Mrs. Brown. Great line from Dustin Hoffman and Anne Bancroft. Oh, amazing movie. I mean, it's just an all-time American classic. It's just a great comedy. But yes, guys, life's not too bad. Got some good movies to watch. Got some good friends to talk to tonight. I love this, guys. Yes, Wes Studi's an awesome actor. I loved him in... he was awesome, obviously, in Last Mohicans. Heat. He was amazing in Heat. Kramer vs. Kramer, Meryl Streep, Dustin Hoffman. Amazing courtroom drama movie. Loved it. This Means War is with Chris Pine and that was Reese Witherspoon, wasn't it? If I'm not saying, him and what was the other dude who was in there? They were fighting over. It was Tom Hardy. It was Tom Hardy. That's who it was. And there was another one. That boy right there is my favorite newer actor, is Tom Hardy. I mean, anybody that can be like the ultimate bastard in The Revenant, but actually not only fill but surpassed Mel Gibson's shoes and Mad Max has got all my respect in the world. He played it, even though it wasn't true to the character, he did a good Bane. I'll give him that. He was a really good Bane. The Man in the Moon, yes, with that would be Jason London and an early Reese Witherspoon. Yes, I remember that movie. Why, I don't know, but I do. Well, then again, I did work at a movie store when that movie first came out, so. Yeah, I guess that'd be what? That'd be next year's. I guess that'd be next year. And the next Oscars next year is that, I guess Hot Sauce will be up for a bunch of stuff. This year, I don't care. Yes, sir, he's going to be the new Venom. I don't watch the Oscars anymore. It's too liberal for me. It's too political. All they're going to do is bash Trump. They would never bash Obama if he was president. So, the only reason why I'm going to watch it this year, I don't care who wins Best Picture or Best Director. All I care for is watching, finally, Gary fucking Oldman getting an Oscar, finally, for the well-deserved role he did as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. Amazing role, my God. I mean, just how he transforms himself into that character. It looks like him, too. But, I mean, yes, that's the only reason why I want to watch the Oscars this year. Remy, The Notebook, amazing movie. I've never read any of Nicholas Sparks, ironically, but I've watched all his movies. I've seen Message in a Bottle. And you know what's funny? It's not a Nicholas Sparks book or a movie unless somebody dies. But The Notebook is a beautiful movie. I mean, Gosling, Rachel McAdams, and then you had Gina Rowlands and you had James Garner as the older versions of them. And it was just so beautiful how, you know, when she passed, you know, they passed away together. You know, it was beautiful. I mean, very, very sad but touching movie. I don't normally like movies like that, but it's one of those universal movies that, you know, your wife or your girlfriend drags you to the theater, you watch it, and you're like, you're pretending not to like it, but you really do. Then you start kind of looking around, and you see all these dudes, you know, they're trying to hide their tears, like, fuck it, man, I'm going to cry too, why not? Because, you know, you should have got it for a lot of things, man. Because, you know, to guys, right, it's not okay to cry unless it's, you know, Michael Jordan retiring or, you know, somebody finally takes the Super Bowl for the first time ever and, you know, something, you know, remarkable, right? But no, I ain't gonna lie. I had some tears in the damn Notebook. Hell yeah, I did. I ain't gonna lie. It was a great movie. I took my wife to go see it. No, I'm sorry. I rented it the other day it came out on Valentine's Day and we watched it. And, you know, we have the Valentine's Day tradition right now. Every year we'll watch, you know, romantic comedy or romantic drama, something like that. So, for the last 2 years, and this is going to be the third and the final, thank God, I'm going to be dragged to go see 50 Shades Freed, I think is what it's called now. It's 50 Shades trilogy. And, I mean, you know what? They're not all that bad movies. You know, it's got some filth in there. You know, Melanie Griffith's daughter is actually kind of a cutie for a tree hugger. You know, she needs to shave a little bit, but, you know, besides that, okay. But no, I mean, it's one of those things, right? Now, Tom Hardy didn't get it for The Revenant. The only thing The Revenant got was Best Actor and Best Picture. It didn't get Best Director that year. He should have got it for that, you know. He really should have, you know. Tom Hardy's a great actor. He's going to be kind of like, he might even be like the next, like, Christian Bale kind of caliber, right? Which I hope he is. Yeah, The Dog's Purpose I haven't watched either yet. I got a hard time watching, you know, animals, you know, dying on TV, especially dogs. You know, being a dog owner myself, it's sad, you know. But I'll probably check her out. I need more comedy. I need more comedy in my life these days. You know. So I'll tell you what, guys. We've talked a shit ton about movies. Now I'm going to talk to you about my hidden gem from music. And that's right, I am the motherfucking Don. That's who I am. I'm the motherfucking Don. Somebody's calling me the Don. That's a little Don. Call me the Don. So, I'm going to say probably tonight, my pick for Lost and Forgotten Gems is gonna be a heavy metal album. Came out in '99, and it was a band called Machine Head, and their album called The Burning Red. And then scratch it, that came out in '98. I'm sorry, not '99, came out in '98. It was when they kind of went from the groove thrash metal to doing everybody else doing kind of the rap metal a little bit, and it almost sunk their career, even though that was a great album. But it is so heavy, it's got some really good grooves on there. So if anybody has never listened to Machine Head, it's great. They actually do a really good cover of the Police's "Message in a Bottle." It's actually really, really damn good. So guys, go check that out. It's like I said, it's riff heavy ass drums, great screaming, good vocals, and they kind of went their next album, which was Supercharger, which has one of their heaviest songs ever, Bulldozer, kind of followed that path with the new metal rap, and that almost killed their career. But the last the albums after that, Through the Ashes of the Empires, The Blackening, Unto the Locust, Blood and Bloodstones, and this new one I haven't heard yet, but the couple songs I've heard off it, I haven't been impressed. Hopefully I'll be secretly surprised, but yeah, dude, man, I'd like to see Flaw again, man, because they're gonna break up again. Old Chris Volt's the singer. He's a bum. He's gonna end up probably quitting the band or something like that. I've heard a couple of Boba Flex songs. Yeah, they're not too bad. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Yes, we did listen to unreleased sticks. I remember I brought it over to your house because I had I had an advanced copy of it. I remember that's from back in the day when you could buy advanced copies from people on eBay for a ridiculous amount of money. I paid like $40 for it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll give you one more good, really hidden gem, and they kind of made it big here in the States for a little bit. They're from Canada. Our Lady Peace. I'm not a huge Our Lady Peace fan anymore, but the first album, Navid, man, Navid was a good fucking album. Not only is it a good album, it's a good party album, it's a good driving album. It's just a good album just to flat out rock out to, man. It is a good album. Then they kind of lost me after their second album. But check it out, guys. Navid, phenomenal album. Animals as Leaders, I've actually got them downloaded on my iPod, and I will actually listen to those bad boys tomorrow on the way to work, actually, and probably on the way home from work. But I'll tell you what, Ryan, two things. Number one, I'm going to get you on the show on the actual camera one of these days, and I'm going to get you to co-host with me. And number two, I need to get you to come over here and we'll hang out and listen to some music, man, some new stuff, some stuff that, that's old and dear to both of us. So, yeah, man, I'm going to get you to come over. We're going to hang out here real soon. And anybody can hang out, man. I'm cool with everybody, man. We'll sit around, drink some beer, listen to some tunes. We'll do some Tide Pods, some bath salts, maybe. Maybe we'll snort some ants off a stripper's asshole. Who knows? We'll do it all right. Because that is what Americans do. That's what we stand for. We stand for drugs. We stand for sex. We stand for rock and motherfucking roll. That's what we stand for. That's right. No other country. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I like some Gary Carr Jr. I'll tell you the one guy, and yeah, he's a hidden gem because nobody's really heard of him. I mean, they've heard of him, but you didn't. Oh, dude, man, we'll drink it down, dude. Yeah, man, we will drink it down. He's one of those guys that you didn't get a fair shake, like a lot of really good talent out there. Another great. Nobody ever talks about how amazing of a guitarist this guy is, but also our frontman vocalist is Lenny Kravitz. That boy is amazing. That boy is just straight out. He's almost like a black Jimmy Page in a way, man, because the guy plays funk and he plays acoustic and he plays folk, he plays rock, he plays, alternative. He plays it all right. He plays the blues. Lenny Kravitz is the man. I still respect that man, and I always will. Lenny Kravitz is like, I mean, when I was growing up, when I first heard Mr. Cab Driver, I was like, fuck yeah, who's this dude? When I bought the album, right? Oh my god, man. And then, I understand Are You Going My Way is like his big song, but he's had so many better songs than that too, of course. Man, he put out that album 5, the one that had Fly Away on there, which I love Fly Away the first billion times they played it. But he had the song on there, man. It was, I belong to you, you belong to me too. Man, what a fucking beautiful song. Great song, right? That guy knows how to rock it out, and he knows how to be sexy. He's kind of got like the Zeppelin. He's got the Barry White. He's got like the B.B. King in there, right? I mean, the dude's awesome, man. He's a cool, they say he's a really cool guy. Hey, man, he was married to a hot piece of ass in the late 80s, early 90s when he was with Lisa Bonet. And he was hitting that hole every night. Probably more than one hole. Man, I'm with you on that, dude, man. The Cranberries were cool. I mean, Zombie, man. I mean, I know they had other songs besides that, but no, they were actually really cool. And it's really sad that she died, and at a very young age, at 46. But, yeah. I liked them. And that was kind of like our era, too, right? Yeah, no, I'll disagree with you on that one, man. No, he doesn't destroy Lenny Kravitz. Not taking anything away from him, but Lenny Kravitz, nah. I mean, when Page and Eric Clapton called him the next Hendrix, that's a statement right there, and that's what they called him in the early '90s. He just doesn't play as many guitar solos as Clark, because Clark does more straight up blues, but. Dude, I got some live stuff with Kravitz, man. It'll blow you away. Yeah, back to the Cranberries. I mean, yeah, that was just that area, like the mid-90s, to the early 2000s, right? We had bands like the Cranberries. Here's another one probably nobody remembers, Dishwalla. I mean, we play their song at work every day, Counting Blue Cars. But that album, Picture Friends, was such a great album. Man, they had that song, Moisture. Man, it starts off with like this like trippy ass out like industrial shit, and it kind of gets into like this Lane Staley-ish kind of voice, and it just rocks out heavy, dude. And they just put out a new album too, Dishwalla, a couple months ago. It's really, really good. All right, good night, little Don. Glad you tuned in, buddy. We'll talk to you. We'll see you one of these years. Nah, dude, that era, I miss that era so much. I mean, yeah, there's decent music out today, but not nearly as good as, I think you go back, like the 2000s has some really good stuff. 99 had good stuff. It gets better and better, I think, each decade you go back. And so I'm hoping that history does really repeat itself. There's a reason why bands like the Beatles are still, like, the most relevant band in rock and roll. Or why still people listen to The Doors, or why people still listen to AC/DC. Or, whatever, just that time music. I mean, I'm not a big Bob Seger fan and stuff like that, but hell, man, his stuff's still relevant, too, with a lot of people. So, yes, there's, as a whole, music is not nearly as good. Whether it be rock, metal, rap. I don't even listen to really any new rap. Hell, even the new rap from a lot of the older people, I'm just not a big fan of. Yeah, that's right. You really think about, punk. I mean, it was definitely still, it was so underground in the 80s. Your Misfits, your Black Flags, Bad Religion, Sex Pistols, stuff like that, right? And then Green Day, Green Day was like the Dookie, which to me, their earlier stuff before Dookie was more punk, but like Green Day, really commercialized the punk music. Then you had bands. I'm not a Blink-182 fan, but then you started getting all these power punk shit out, right? Which I don't like any of it, but grunge all the way, CCR all the way, Creedence Clearwater Revival, love virtually all the shit. I love John Fogerty. Bob Seger can't get into. I like old time rock and roll, but I just can't stand Kathmandu. Or here I am on the road again. Here I go. Turn the page. No, thank you. I'll turn the page. I'll just never listen to you again. But like I said, he's got a place in rock and hit. He's got a place in. There's obviously somebody likes him. He's sold 80, 90 million albums. You know, just because I don't like you doesn't mean, you know, I don't respect you. It's like I hate Kiss, but I respect them. But you get like stuff like The Doors. You know, you get bands like The Doors, man. I mean, which I'm listening to right now. It's good stuff to be stoned to. It's just good music, period. Bands like that I love. These 3 days, so that's what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I actually will be working the next... Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll check my schedule tomorrow, see what we can do. See what kind of time frames I've got working, and we will work that out, my friend. But no, it's... I miss good music. I mean, I miss a lot of good music, actually. And it's like, you know, these bands that are supposed to be dependable, to me, are not dependable anymore. Like Metallica, they're not dependable anymore. Hell, they haven't been dependable since the Black Album. The Black Album wasn't even exactly dependable. Even though it's a good rock album, good hard rock album, this is not a Metallica album. But there was a time when I was, really psyched for a new album to come out. And there's still a few bands that I'm still psyched that still put out good music that are my favorite bands. You know, Tea Party, Godsmack. You know, if Tool ever puts out a new album, you know, bands of that stature. You know, but when somebody's like, a new Crazy Town album's coming out, I'm like, yay. You're right. Slipknot was kind of a, and I like Slipknot's first couple albums. Then I think they just got really, really more commercial than what they should have been. But yeah, they kind of started a lot of that crazy shit, and their stuff's still crazy when you go see them live. But I'm over Corey Taylor, to be honest with you. He's just become this, like, he's trying to be the Bono of hard rock metal, right? So no, keep your shit to yourself when it comes out. Don't tell me how to live my life or how to vote or whatever. Just make music. You know, it starts at a point where I start liking I started liking Stone Sour more, actually, to be honest, because it was a lot different than Slipknot. Yeah, make your schedules not full. Geefig. Alright. My boy Chris is in the house tonight, my buddy. What is up, my friend? What is up? I haven't talked to you since the last one, man. Hope everything's going with you, man. Going good with you. So here's a segment that I haven't brought up in a while. I'm going to bring up right now. I can't show it on camera because, well, I don't want to, but this is my strain of the month. When I say strain, I mean weed, grass, marijuana, doobies, Mary Jane, 420, 420, whatever you want to call it. So, it is something I just got, and it's called Sunkissed OG. And it is amazing. It not only does it knock you on your ass, but it makes you calm at the same time and really laid back. I'm not sure if it's indica or sativa or whatever, but it is amazing. So guys, for anybody out there that partakes, go find your local weed dealer and get you some. It's the bomb. That's what I'm on tonight. I smoked about 6 bong hits, and I'm feeling pretty good. I got a good buzz going, so it's amazing. I like me some Rammstein. Actually, I saw them live in '99 is when I saw them. Put on kind of a crazy show. They're kind of like they're almost kind of like the German Ministry in a way. They have that vibe, and you can tell they're definitely influenced by bands like Ministry and Prong, these industrial metal bands that kind of start all that shit. Oh, guys, we are in the presence of greatness. We have the motherfucking man himself. Dr. Tune is in the house, motherfucker. What's up, my friend? What is up, my geefy? And people are just dying to know what that means, too. I love it, man. We got mystery on people. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's right, man. It's like Austin Powers, man. It's like Austin Powers, a man of mystery, right? That's right. And you guys will never know what it means. Because, like I said, unless you give me a pound of dope, we're good to go. Yeah, dude, a lot of people are sick, man. It's going around everywhere. It's flu and bronchitis and pneumonia and new strains of flu and SARS and probably AIDS and the clap and gonorrhea, you name it, man. It's all spreading, man. We're headed for a fucking plague. Good night, my friend. Glad you tuned in, man. Love you too, bro. If you decide to come back on later, I'm here for a little bit more, man. But yeah, dude, everybody's getting sick, dude. It sucks. I mean, it sucks, asshole. Now, I guess I'm going to have to start plotting my Canadian trip here pretty soon. Since Canada's getting right around the corner. Yes, I've had that before. That is good. That's really good. I do like that quite a bit. My favorite strain right now, I haven't had it in a little while because it's hard to find. It's called 9 Pound Hammer. That stuff really hits you like a 9 pound hammer in the head. Like, psh. And I love it. Just don't try to operate any kind of machinery with that. Uh-oh. Here's trouble too. Here is my sister-in-law. You know, she's not my sister-in-law. She's just my sister. Susan, love you, my dear. Can't wait to see you this summer. You know, I'm taking back everything I just said about you, man. Listen, you know, talk about the Don that way. I set the rules here. I can kick you out. And now, you give me a thumbs up before I say all that shit too, huh? Let's see how that goes. Yeah, you're a geefig too. All right, you're all. Everybody goes against the Don's a geefig. All right. But yeah, 9 pound hammer. Boom! Don't try to operate any kind of machinery when you do that. Or you'll end up running somebody over or hitting a ditch or something, because you're just gonna be like. That's it. Yeah. So anyway, making fun of me here now, you sons of bitches. All right. You know what, buddy? At least I never had the worst foot odor ever like you did. Yeah, damn geefig. Wait, Widow? I will check. I will look for that. I will try to find my neighborhood drug dealer and find some of that. All I gotta do is find one of them MS-13 motherfuckers. I'm sure they got it. We got plenty of. You know, but yeah, man, they 9 pound hammer. Yeah, only love, huh? Yeah, tough love. That's all right. Like I said, our next broadcast, I got some dirt on you too, so don't worry about it. It's just love. Oh yeah, I have to take a face plant when smoking. That's probably true. That is probably true. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. I always have a blast doing this with you guys. There's some of my other regs that haven't popped in yet. Hopefully they will, but if they don't, much love to them anyway, too. They'll probably pop in this weekend when I do my next one. But no, I absolutely love. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, I remember you and I talked about that, about the MS-13. Yeah, nobody knows where I'm at, so hopefully. But I absolutely, I love smoking weed for many purposes. It just, you can finally see me and hear me. Well, I welcomed you earlier. I'm going to welcome you again, Chris. What's up, buddy? Actually, no. Let me give you one of these. Let me give you the devil's horns, because we're brothers in metal. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Dr. Tuna is out. All right, Mr. Tony. Yeah, Blueberry Kush is awesome, dude. That's good stuff. I've had that I bought that a couple of times. It's really good. But yeah, dude, I love weed. It mellows me out, helps me sleep. If I don't have an appetite, helps me with that. Music and movies are better. Life is better in just general, right? Go ahead and legalize it. Just get it done with. And not legalize it like we have it now, but like totally federally legalize it. I mean, not only is it going to help people, but it's also going to help the economy. Like, you think it's good now, just imagine how it would be good then. That's simple. If we can drink and drive, I know it's not legal, but if we can legally buy booze and get really fucked up, why can't we legally buy weed and just get stoned? What you're gonna probably, the most trouble you're gonna probably do is probably order a pizza at midnight. That's about it. I mean, come on. So let me ask my fellow viewers something right now. What should I put on for some music right now? I need some requests right now because I gotta get in that mood. So somebody give me a recommendation because I need a good recommendation. And I don't want no pussy ass Nick Lachey or Justin Timberlake or Panic at the Disco or any of that kind of stuff. I can probably do that. Hold on here. What do we got here? Let's see what we got here. Going through my iPod, one of my iPods actually. Let's see what we got here. Shit. Let's see here. All right. You got that right. I like the shrubbery. You got that right. I'm trying to find my music. Do I not have it on here? I don't have the Tea Party on here. Oh, son of a bitch. Alright. Well, what can we go to here? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find some tunes. Let's see. Let's go to... Nope. I want some real trippy shit. So we are going to listen to... This is bullshit. You guys ever get that where you just can't find the right shit you want to listen to? So you know what we're going to do? We're going to listen to some Stone Temple Pilots. We're going to listen to Core, their first album. To me, one of the best albums of the 90s. We're going to kick it off with a little bit of Dead and Boarded, guys. God bless him. I miss old Scott Weiland, even though I only really like the first two STP albums, but so I'll tell you what, guys, this is what I want to do. I want you guys to ask me questions. Whether it's something I like, dislike, whatever. Music, movies, books, politics, porn. I don't care. You name it, I will answer for you right now. Because I am your servant. I'm your public servant on Facebook and on the media, on the web. So, who is going to give me a good question? You're absolutely right. It is like going to the grocery store and can't find anything to eat because you want it all, but you just don't know what you want first. That is absolutely correct. So, while somebody's thinking up a question, I will start asking them, I guess, right? Actually, no, fuck it. I don't have Dr. Toon talking with me on here, so what I will do is oh yeah, I remember what I was going to talk about. I need to start plotting my Canadian trip. Yeah, we always do a Canadian trip in the summer. Can't wait, hopefully to catch some good concerts up there. And I can't wait to go up there, sit at my cottage for about a week and a half and just sit on the damn porch and smoke dope. Maybe go fishing. That's about it. But I get to get all my Canadian staples that I love. My Joe Louis cakes. My poutine, my Tim Hortons. My Canadian chocolate bars. My Canadian chocolate milk. My pepperettes, which are little pepperoni sticks up there, which are better than anything Slim Jim could ever put out. Man, I can't wait for that. I always look forward to that trip. It's a 12-hour drive, but it's worth the drive, man. I like to visit my home country, but I'm so spoiled down here in the States. I love it down here so much. I mean, this is my home. This really is my home. My parents are actually down here, but everybody else is in Canada. Everybody else is in the States. I mean, in Canada. So yeah, that's obviously the other reason why I love going home, so I get to see my family. You know, I get to see them once a year, if I'm lucky. Like I see my brother once a year. If I'm lucky. And that's because of immigration. He lived here illegally, got married, got divorced. After he got divorced, I don't know what happened, but they booted him out of the country and he was legally able to stay here. So until they start acknowledging people like him, you know, they're talking about, we can't deport all these people because, it's going to break up families. Well, my family's been broken up for a long time because of this. So until they start doing that and seeing, eye to eye with my kind of situation, then we'll talk. But until then, fuck that. The best part of living in the States, the prices for one thing. I mean, I'm paying $2.20. I'm paying about $2.28 a gallon right now of gas, which is about less than 60 cents a gallon 60 cents a liter up there. And you guys are paying what, $1.30, $1.40 or something like that a liter. That's almost $6 a gallon. So I don't miss that kind of stuff. I mean, as far as the South goes, nicest people in the world. I mean, I'm not saying Canadians are not nice because there's a lot of great, amazing Canadians. But it's just, if you've never heard the term, I'm going to tell you, it's called Southern hospitality. It's wonderful down here. I mean, people are so you can call them rednecks if you want. They're not all rednecks, but I mean, we're just good old Southern folk down here. I love it. I like my freedoms down here a lot better. We have a lot more freedom down here as far as our rights go than when Canada's becoming a dictatorship up there. So I'm sorry to hear about that too. So, do I miss Morristown? Absolutely fucking not. Do I miss the swap shop? Yes. The swap shop was like the coolest job I've ever had in my life. I got paid good money at the time to sit around, listen to music, get on the internet, sell shit, smoke cigarettes, and sometimes be inebriated at work, which was a nice thing. But no, I absolutely don't miss Morristown. Now, I miss some of my friends that are still living in Morristown, stuff like that. Or at least I miss seeing them when they lived there when I lived there. But no, I don't miss living in Morristown at all. I love my home country, but it was expensive when I lived there too, so it's nothing new. It just got more expensive. I mean, things have gotten more expensive in general everywhere in the world, but I don't miss all the taxes. I don't miss this, I don't miss that. You know, I miss the scenery though. Don't get me wrong, America's got some amazing scenery, but like Ontario is a gorgeous province. British Columbia, I think is like the most gorgeous place I think you could ever live, and I lived there for what 3 or 4 years or something like that. But no, I love living down here. It's awesome. I thought it was gonna be, I thought it was gonna be like this huge culture shock when I moved down here, right? No, a lot of the same shit's down here, just cheaper. You know, like I was wondering if I would get along with people down here because I'm from Canada and they're from the South. But apparently, like the Southerns they love Canada. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Canada's, a lot of people like Canada because I mean it's very laid back to an extent, but there's just a lot of bullshit that goes with it, of course. I see Gary once in a blue moon. Sorry guys, I'm sitting back for a second. I see Gary once in a blue moon. I talk to him once in a blue moon. He's a very busy guy. I see Seth. Him and I hang out but once a year, just because he lives in Knoxville, obviously, and I live here. But I wish I saw them more. I really do. I miss a lot of them because it was just the coolest job in the world, the coolest people to work with. We all had one passion. That was music, movies, and making people laugh. I mean, what do you expect, right? Early 20s. It was a perfect job. Or somebody in the early 20s. Just sit around and just chill. And but you grow older, more responsibilities, stuff like that, and it's been 14 years since it'll be 14 years since November I worked there, and I think about it all the time. I really do. I mean, hell, I met my girlfriend, now my wife, when I was working there. So I mean, a lot of things happened for the first time for me there. I met you, Chris, for the first time there. You and I have been friends ever since. Hell, man, been really good friends ever since. I wish we could talk more, but I know you got a crazy work schedule, so I'd like to hang out more with you often as well too. But no, I swear, Trish, what you need to do is you need to come down one of these days, and I will take you around and I'll show you how beautiful the foothills of Tennessee are. We have the Smoky Mountains here, man. It's gorgeous here. There's a lot of things I think you would really dig here. You're a real laid back person, so I know you would get along here real well. So, anytime you ever want to drive or fly down, trust me, America's not scary. You'll be okay. I promise you. That's one thing I can guarantee you. America's a cool place. I got cotton mouth, guys. I don't know if it was from the Chinese food that I ate earlier, or if it was from the ganj I've been smoking. Probably both, actually. Oh yeah, Trish. Like I said, I'll get you to come down here sometime, man. I'll take you to Gatlinburg, all that kind of good stuff. Yes, I do too, man. I think the world of you too, man. Yeah, I remember, after hours, we would sit in my truck, and I'd be like, man, check these guys out. Oh, man, remember these guys. We would sit there for hours upon hours, and just like, oh my God, it's like 1 in the morning. Let's keep rocking it out, dude. I miss those days, dude. I really do. Yeah, dude, there's nothing better than music bringing people together, man. That's why I like going to concerts, right? It's communion. And that's why I've always liked heavy metal, man. Heavy metal is the most dedicated fans in the world. You can spit on us and kick us, but we'll get right back up because we are hardcore motherfuckers. Yes, we are, man. Anybody, and I don't do it anymore, but anybody that can stomach a damn a mosh pit or a wall of death, especially going to a Slayer concert, you're dedicated. I mean, now I look at you as being stupid for going, but you know what? I would rather see teen angst thrown into a mosh pit at a concert than somebody picking up a gun, going around shooting people on campus, or going to a church, or anywhere. No, I'd rather my kid come home with a bruised rib or a bloody nose because of that. You know what? they got their shit out, they got their angst out, and that's what music does. Whether it's a mosh pit or not, music conveys these emotions, right? Of sadness, of happiness, of angst, of despair, of whatever. And that's why music, or at least good music, is art. You listen to a band, and I'll talk about these guys because both of you guys on here know exactly what I'm talking about, the Tea Party. I'm always going to talk about those guys. They convey every emotion I've ever wanted in a band, in a song, in an album. I mean, you got three not only extremely humble human beings, they don't consider themselves celebrities. I mean, they're wealthy to their own measure, but when they take time to hang out with their fans after shows, sign autographs, chit chat, just have a good time, But they convey everything, especially at the point of where I was in my life at the time. Perfect time for them to come up with their albums in the 90s. Their first four albums, I'm sorry. Not counting the indie album. And they play their instruments like their lives depend on it. And they play them better than anybody I've ever seen in my life. I remember that, Chris. I remember him with that Burger King ad dance. I remember that very, very well. Yes, that was at his house. Dude, that was like the coolest house ever. He lived in the basement. I remember that very well. That was just so much fun. I miss those days. But it's just music. I mean, like, again, the Tea Party. I remember when I introduced Chris, I remember introduced you to them, Chris. Being a guitarist, you were blown away. And it's just like, people are like, I'm like, oh, have you ever heard the Tea Party? I always ask people what kind of music you listen to. If it sounds like they're open-minded, and because here's the thing, people are like, oh yeah, I like those guys. They sang that song, The Messenger. They sang that song, Heaven Coming Down, but they don't remember or any of their albums. They think that they're a radio band. They were not. They're the furthest thing from a radio band. They just happen to have a few singles on the radio that just caught on, but they're not a radio-friendly band by any means. But they're the master craftsmen at what they do. I mean, not one song sounds the same, not one album sounds the same. And it's timeless, it still lasts. Obviously, they're still relevant, they're still selling out these the anniversary shows of their albums. They were selling out left and right when they came out with their last album, The Ocean at the End, which is an amazing album in its own way. It's like the people that'll truly appreciate them are the ones that are not only open-minded, but be lovers of music, good music, all music, right? Because they're one of those bands you can't put a genre on them. They're themselves, and you're absolutely right. They do reach you spiritually. I mean, they reach you spiritually. It grabs on and it never lets go, and it might go in the places that you don't think exist, right? In your psyche, in your soul, and their music, especially their transmission album, was one of those albums that Jeff Martin, the singer-guitarist, primary songwriter, was questioning a lot of things on that album, right? Philosophies, spiritual meaning, stuff like that, right? And it's like he puts himself through all that so we could go through it and find some kind of meaning the way he did, right? Because he said that album almost, destroyed him like mentally, spiritually, all that stuff, right? Even physically to an extent. But yeah, it grabs you and never lets go. It's had a lasting effect on me for 26 years now. And I will never, ever forget the day I first saw their video, Save Me. And I didn't know who they were. My brother was like, oh, man, you got to check these guys out, man. You're big into Zeppelin, The Doors, check them out. And the second I heard them, I was just like, boom. Instantly caught within the first 5 seconds. And when I rushed out, I was like, oh, man, have you guys heard of that band, The Tea Party? That's when Canada had this wonderful record chain store chain called Sam the Record Man. Rest in peace. I miss Sam the Record Man. I went in there like, oh yeah, man, that's that band, The Tea Party. They just put out this album called Splendor Solace, man. You'll love it. And you're absolutely right. They're the most intelligent, sophisticated band out there. You're absolutely right. I can't see. The only bad thing I can say about them is I wish they would come to the States, and not just the border towns. But unfortunately, they gotta have marketing, and they gotta have stuff like that. And nobody wants to give them the time of day down here. But they are supporting Live, the band Live. They're back together with the original singer. They're going to do an Australian thing. Now, Jeff Burrows, the drummer from the Tea Party, said that hopefully it'll catch on and they'll do some American shows with Live. Because, I know Live's not selling the millions of albums they used to, but they're still drawing in a pretty good-sized crowd, and good, decent-sized venues. So they go on tour with them, man. That's a great way for them to get the word out. And I can start seeing them without having to drive 12 hours, which, don't get me wrong, 12 hours is like when you go, it's like when you get to your destination, right? It's just all that much more sweeter. It's just like, in a way, they haven't made it big down here. They got their cult following down here. They're underground fans. But it's like being a Canadian, and I've really spread the word quite a bit about them. It's like all these years, I've got to keep them to myself. Nobody gets a chance down here to see them live unless you go to Canada or Australia, pretty much. But it's like I've seen them 15 times. It's like I've kept them to myself. I'm being selfish here. I know that. And yes, I've never seen Live yet either. I bet you Live's gonna be an amazing band. There's another good spiritual band right there. They always touched a chord with me. They touched on a lot of different subjects. Obviously abortion for lightning crashes, and stuff like that. And tell you what, guys, hold on for one sec, guys. Oh shit. Okay, I'm back. Dumbass me did not plug my phone in. So we're not going to make that mistake again. So guys, give me one sec here, guys. There it is. Alright, now I'm plugged in. Let's make sure I'm plugged in here, guys. Yes, I am plugged in. But yes, Live's another band that touched up on a lot of subjects. Songs like When the Dolphins Cry, the song Heaven, beautiful song. You're saying that I don't want that proof of heaven. All I have to do is look at my daughter and I believe. And that touches a chord with me, spiritually and also religiously, because it's my Christian beliefs as well too. But yes, I would love to see Live. Never have. I'm surprised it's one of those bands I never got a chance to see. I guess they didn't really tour around this area. But, yeah, I'd love to see those guys. Another band I'd like to see is Radiohead. I'm a big Radiohead fan because they make me think. I love music that makes me think. Yeah, there's bands out there that I just want to have a good time with, but there's bands that when I'm in that mood, and I want something to challenge me, or I want something that makes me question things or makes me think, I go to bands like the Tea Party, Radiohead, Tool, Alice in Chains, Faith No More, 9 Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson, just bands that make you really, really just think about things. But then there's times that you just want to just rock out with your cock out kind of music, right? So you're going to listen to Back in Black or, some, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, just something you just like, fuck yeah, dude, what was cool? Early on in the campaign, I read that President Trump is actually a heavy metal fan. He was a Black Sabbath fan. He got to go backstage and meet Ozzy and stuff during their reunion tour of '99. So when I heard that that's before he's even elected president, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. We got a damn president that probably loves Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, probably likes Metallica, and I'm sure he probably doesn't listen to Slayer or anything like that, or Cannibal Corpse, or any of that death metal shit, but it's just kind of cool, man, that we got a president that does that kind of stuff. So, it's thumbs up to Mr. President. I'm sure you're not watching this, but if you are, you're my hero. That's right. Now, if you can just sign in legislation to bring back the McRib permanently, I think you'll get 3 terms. Not 2, but you'll get 3 terms. So you need to bring back the McRib. And I'm going to campaign that because McRib is where it's fucking at. McRib is all American. It's more American than John Wayne. It really is. It's more a national symbol than poutine is for Canada. The McRib is where it is motherfucking at. I'm speaking the truth because why? The truth is a virus. Yes, I like Muse. I like their earlier stuff better before they kind of went like all super theatrical. But their first couple albums, man, he's got some heavy ass shit in there, dude. I mean, he's got some good riffs in there. But yeah, I mean, very good, very, very innovative band, very talented band, even still to today. But I just kind of think they lost their way. They need to get back to their roots. And yeah, have a little bit of the theatrical stuff, but have that just that crunch to it, right? I want a band like that. I want crunch. I don't want acid tripping music. I want crunch. If I want acid tripping music, I'll listen to Dark Side of the Moon, you know, or I'll listen to OK Computer from Radiohead, or I'll listen to Tool or something like that. But yeah, I want that crunch, right? You know, and that's why, and that's what music is missing these days. I mean, yeah, there's still bands out there that have got that kind of crunch, but even the ones I used to don't really have as much as they used to. Like a band dear to my heart from the 90s. Yes, he does need to bring back Dukes of Hazzard, but we're not allowed to do that because he's a racist. And it's got the rebel flag on there. Get the fuck out of here. It's a damn TV show. You know what's funny? They called it racist, but they didn't call it sexist with Daisy Duke and their Daisy Dukes, though, right? They're playing the damn political card, and they need to stop it on all this shit. Leave politics out of certain things. But anyway, back to the 90s. A band that was dear to my heart. Yeah, that's absolutely right, man. McRib is more American than the Jeep. You're absolutely right, man. That is a catch-22, and I wish he was on here to read that, but I think he's probably still sick, I think, because he wasn't too good on Monday. God bless him. No, the Deftones. That's a band that I miss. I mean, they're back. They're doing really good stuff again, but I miss that kind of crunchiness in bands like Helmet. You know, there was another good band that nobody really gave a fair shake to. Because there was a time there in the early to mid-90s where Metallica wasn't doing anything, Megadeth wasn't doing anything, Slayer wasn't doing anything, Anthrax wasn't doing anything really. You know, and then you get bands like, you know, Pantera came out. Then you had, you know, White Zombie with Les Exorcisto Devil Music Volume 1. They came out and they fucking said, fuck you with Thunderkiss 65, right? And then you had bands like Helmet. So you had these bands right here. I mean, yeah, they didn't make as big as the other two, of course, but they were making themselves a known name because metal wasn't relevant there for a few years. You know, the R&B thing was taken over. And obviously grunge was still there, and I love grunge, of course, but I miss the intensity. Like, yeah, you can listen to a Slipknot song, that's intense, but I'm talking about the intensity overall effect of the music, right? Like, when I think of intense, I think of Nine Inch Nails' Downward Spiral. That's an intense album. Tool's Anima. That's an intense album. Megadeth's Rust in Peace. One of the greatest metal albums of all time. Intense album. You know, pretty much the first 4 Pantera albums. Intense. You know, it struck that nerve, that chord with you that is an everlasting embedded. It's everlasting. You know, it's going to have an everlasting effect. Pretty much embedded into your psyche, pretty much, right? You're never going to forget about these bands. And that's why, you know, you get bands that are going to, like 30 years from now, people are going to still be listening to them. Your kids, well, your great-grandkids, your grandkids, great-great-great-grandkids, whatever. They're all going to listen to all this shit, right? Who the fuck's going to listen to Kanye West 30 years from now? Oh, yeah, that's right, nobody. Who's going to be listening to the Beatles 30 years from now? Shit tons of people. Trish, I will give you a list of people, bands here real soon, next day or so, with that'll hit you hard. I think you'll love them. I will definitely be on Saturday night. My co-host Dr. Toon might not be coming because he might be a little sick, so I might have to try to find a substitute co-host, and that would be awesome. So if anybody wants to be a substitute co-host with me possibly on Saturday night, that would be awesome. If he is not able to make it, that would be amazing. Because I always like to split the format. I like to have myself, and I like to have the co-host thing going. And yes, I do like NoFX. NoFX was cool. They were a cool band. I've never seen them live. I always heard they put on a good show, but yeah, I like some NoFX. I hope you do jump back on, Chris, man. Give me a call or give me a text real soon, dude. And we'll hang out real soon. Yeah, dude, I like some. Like I said, I like NoFX. There was that time of the decade that I was getting into that style of music. Like obviously again, Nine Inch Nails, Prong, Ministry, NoFX. Then you get into and then in the late '90s, early 2000s, you got a little bit heavier versions of it, like Static X, which I'm a big Static X fan. They were a really, really, really cool industrial metal band that played, a little bit of thrash, obviously a little bit of new metal. I mean, I guess you can call it new metal, I guess, if you'd like to, but whatever. One album that really, really stuck with me is the first Stained album, Dysfunction. Oh, man, what an album. With Mud Shovel. Oh, man. I like the Offspring Smash. I ain't gonna lie, that was actually a good song before they sold out and started doing that Pretty Fly for a White Guy shit. That first Stained album, man, the song Just Go. Dude, man, Aaron Lewis, man, you can feel his pain in that album. That was such a good album. Then they came out with that It's Been a While. It's a beautiful song, but again, it's not Stained. It's like when Metallica came out with Nothing Else Matters, and I liked it at the time. It's not Metallica. You're not a damn ballad band. You're a heavy metal, hard rock band, whatever. I mean, that would be like Slayer coming out with a damn ballad. They never did. God bless them. I'm glad they didn't. So what do you think, Trish? You gonna come down and see me or what? We're all alone now. It's only you and me. No, I'm just playing. You need to come down sometime. I'd love to take a week off or whatever sometime in the near future, possibly. And I'll take you around all over Tennessee. You'll love it here. Hell, you might even move here. You never know. It's warmer. Your dollar will go a lot farther down here. I was waiting for you to comment on that. That's awesome. At least you're considering. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. You would definitely fit in with obviously with me. You meet Tony. He's a cool guy. You get to meet my wife. I think she would absolutely love you. Obviously I'll introduce you to my family, of course. I think it'd be cool as hell, man. We go out. We go to Dollywood, man. We can make a trip down to Six Flags, hit some roller coasters if you're into that kind of thing. Hopefully, maybe a good concert, whatever. Whatever. Hell, we can even go to the Geefig festival if you like. What do you think of that? I'll take you to the Geefig festival, and then you'll know what a Geefig really is. Think of that. I just winked at you too. That's right. Yeah, you'll really enjoy the foothills. It's gorgeous here. A beautiful time to come down here is in the fall. Or in Canada, we call it autumn. And where the leaves are changing. I mean, it's gorgeous in Ontario, don't get me wrong. But seeing it down here is like a different gorgeous. It's a completely different experience. So, yeah, I think you would really dig it. And it's only like about... I mean, it's not hot. It's not hot and humid down here like it is in the summer during the fall. So I think you'd really, really, really dig it. Yeah, that would be cool, man. We can crank on some Tea Party, of course. You never know. Maybe by that time, maybe they'll be touring down here with a band or on their own. Who knows? You never know what the future holds for that. Man, I always have fun doing this shit. You know that? I really do. I know I say it over and over again, but it's like I'm talking to you guys. I wish I could have all y'all on the screen together. You know, we can talk, stuff like that. But I enjoy reading the comments, though. The comments is really cool. It's I guess one of the only cool things that Facebook does, right? Facebook's an evil corporation, man, because I spend too much time on this fucking thing. But you know what? I reconnected with a lot of old friends and family, and made new friends like yourself, my dear. You know, through the wonderful, wonderful Tea Party Network. You know, that's such a. I mean, it's been years since. Like, I was actually part of the original Tea Party forums. We had one called Sister Awake, and then there was one called Tea Party Dreams. Tea Party Dreams is the one where everybody actually started meeting each other at concerts, hanging out, stuff like that. So that was the good times right there, meeting people, you know, going to concerts, hanging out for a few days. Hell, I remember this one time, there was me and my buddy at the time, we drove up from Tennessee, got the Canada, we rented a big van, I think it was like, 10 of us, all hopped in this big-ass van, and we went to Wasaga Beach, and we rented a cabin, or a villa or chalet, whatever you want to call it, during the summertime, and we watched the Tea Party in Wasaga. We watched them in Bala, a place called Key to Bala. It's actually a cool little place to watch shows. And then we saw them in, I want to say Barrie as well, too. But no, we all hung out for like 5 or 6 days. Had this big-ass suite. We all had our own rooms. We had a kitchen in there. Drank, did drugs. You know, you name it, we did. It was a lot of debauchery. It was beautiful. And it was all done in the name of the Tea Party. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah. As Tea Party fans, we're loyal. We're the most loyal, most dedicated, and the coolest fans in the world, too. And the nicest, too. And for the most part, the most open-minded, because we all have our differences, but we all get along. We'll poke fun at each other, and I'm a big enough man where I'm not going to get insulted by that. Nah. I'll just poke back. It's all in good fun. It's all good. We agree to disagree, and that's it. You know, and I'm all good. I'm all good with that. But the one thing we all have to agree on is we all have to treat each other better. Not Tea Party fans, but just people in general. Yeah, you do actually live close to Wasaga. That's right. Yeah, I love Wasaga Beach, man. That place is like it's like the Canadian Myrtle Beach, pretty much. It's gorgeous water. It's just a cool place, and I'd like to go back there sometime. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing my 15-year wedding anniversary next year there, but we'll probably go to the beach. I'll probably go to an actual like beach on the ocean. Probably haven't been to an actual ocean beach in 11 years. No, I'm sorry, 21 years. My bad. Yeah, I've been to Collingwood. Collingwood is beautiful. Ontario's a gorgeous, like, I mean, Southern Ontario's its own thing, but when you get like past the Barrie line, on both sides, east and west, and you get into your area and up, you know, to like the Sudbury area, a lot of beautiful like lakes and cottages and mosquitoes and all that kind of good stuff, right? But no, it's its own world, and I absolutely love it. And that's one thing I do miss about home, is I miss that environment and that experience. So that's why I make it very apparent for me to go back every summer to my family's cottage on the lake and just sit there and just, you know, chill out and just relax. You know, that's what it's about. You know, people that work, we bust our ass. You know, whether it's full-time, part-time job, whatever. And a lot of us get shit pay and shit on. I'm not saying that I do, but just in general. So I think we're entitled to a little bit of fun, a little bit of a break, right? A little bit of a stress relief, a release, in a way. So it's yeah. And you know what? I'm used to slow living. Excuse me. I'm used to slow living, but before I moved down here, you know, I lived in Toronto for a little while, and I got used to very fast living. You know, cutting people off on the interstate and blah, 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 blah. Then I moved down here, and there for a little bit it was semi-slow. Then I moved to the bigger cities, and I got fast again. So, yeah, but I do love some slow living. It's just laid back. It's just, it's as cool as can be, right? So it's, yeah. Like I said, there's things about my home country that I miss. And that's definitely one of it right there. Is just the environment, right? Like, or at least from where I'm from. I mean, not everywhere in Canada is beautiful. Not everywhere in America is beautiful either. We do have shitholes, and you can call that if you want. That's what I'm going to call it. There are shitholes, places you just don't go, places you don't want to go, and places, quite frankly, I don't know why you even consider going to. But no, I miss some of my Canadian stuff. Like I said, I miss my Joe Louis, I miss my Tim Hortons, I miss my Molson Canadian beer, I miss my Canadian weed, I miss pizza. I used to like Harvey's, but I think their burgers suck now. It's because they're not homemade like they used to be back in the 80s and 90s. I miss, there's just a lot of cool stuff that I miss, right? I miss my Crush cream soda pop, my C Plus pop. I miss my macaroons, my chocolate macaroons. All of those. They're just, and of course, and before I come home from vacation, I bring like 2 coolers worth of stuff, and I freeze it and I bring it down. And my God, I'm in hog heaven. I'm in hog diabetic heaven forever. And I've been further north before too. I've been all the way up to the Northwest Territories, and there's some gorgeous countries. Land up there, right? The Yukon, Northwest Territories, stuff like that. Great people up there too. I've actually gone on fishing expeditions up there. I've been up there a couple of times where I actually had to be flown in. Or actually had to be flown in to, to get where we're at. I just absolutely love that. And it's looking like, guys, that I am actually alone for the first time tonight. I can't believe this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay on here for a couple more minutes, see if anybody else pops back in. And if not, then I'm going to call this a night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke one more cigarette. Like I need one. And then if nobody pops back in, I'm going to call this a night. But yes, my friends. Again, since I'm alone, I'm allowed to say this, I guess, right? Absolutely love the State of the Union address. Trump hammered home all the truths, everything that's wrong that we need to fix, or at least a lot of the main stuff. And he exposed some people for who they are and what they really are. I touched the wrong button, huh? Okay. I thought maybe you just didn't want to talk to me anymore. Well, that's fine, because I want to talk to you. So I guess I'm the better person. What do you think of that, huh? What do you think of that? What do you think of that? I'll smoke to that. Nah, I'm just playing with you. You know I'm just playing with you. I'm just shooting that shit. See, what you need to do, Trish, is since there's nobody on except for you and I, why don't you come on the show with me and let's chit chat, real time, from an American to a Canadian, or I'm sorry, from a Canadian living in America to a Canadian. That's a better way to put it. You need to come on with me, and we can have a proper tea party conversation. So, what do you think of that? So what do you think, Trish? You want me to bring you on camera? I will bring you on camera right now if you want to come on. It is just you and me. We will have a proper tea party conversation. What do you think of that? I'm feeling it. Feel it with me. Just say the words and I will hit add. And I will bring you on, and I will bring you on the proper TV, the proper channel. come on live with me. You and me. Till I have to get on my hands and knees and beg. Oh, she keeps getting kicked off. I think that's what it is. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to relax until I see her come back on again. Oh, sorry, I had to sit back there for a sec. I had to sit back there for like 2 seconds. She might be having connection problems, but that's okay. That's okay. No problem there. But again, guys, I just started doing this, you know, just for shits and giggles. And I wouldn't think anybody would ever watch. And I know I don't get thousands and thousands of viewers like people. I don't advertise this probably as well, or hardly at all as other people. I just do this just for people I know and people hopefully I can get to know. But it's a lot of fun, guys. It really is. I mean, through all the serious overtones to all the fun stuff. I think it's a blast. I think it's fun. It helps me vent, you know, and I'm hoping to keep doing this for a long time. This is my 6th episode, which I can't believe. I didn't think I would actually do this many, but I did. And I just sent Trish an invitation in case she is having problems. Oh, she just sent me a message saying good night. She can't get back on. Well, Trish, I will text you back, or I will message you back and tell you good night too. And I'm actually, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to call this a night myself because I got to get up early and go to work. Like so many millions of people are starting to do again, go back to work. And pretty soon we'll have a lot more people back to work. Because I love when I hear about the workforce doing good. So guys, you guys fucking rock. I love you. You guys are my main motherfuckers. I love you. And guys, I will be bringing another episode of Just Our Opinion on Saturday. Pending Dr. Tuna hopefully coming on if he's not sick. If not, I'm going to try to get a co-host. And if not, we'll see what happens. And actually, yeah. So guys, you guys rock. I love you. And again, I'll be back this time next week on my solo show for Volume 7 of Just Shooting the Shit. And I will have all these eventually put up on my YouTube channel. It's The Dawn and Dr. Tune. So guys, fuck yeah, I love you. Rock out. Peace out, motherfuckers.